Don't know why you've done that. Where am I? Right. I think that's everything, right? Is it broadcasted now? Yes, it is. Right. So, welcome to Shooting the Shit. Episode 132. Aye. 132. Or 132. Or, yeah. So, I don't know what's been happening because I've been away. But
hey guys.
Yo.
Hello.
Hey,
Oh,
how's
feedback.
Yeah, last week I kind of went to an anime con, so it's one reason why I didn't show up for last week's episode.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can you turn down your speakers or mute the mic or something because we're getting feedback, or put on headphones? It's probably the best way to do it. Apart from that, we have the two. Oh, you'll not see them. Put the links up. These two things. Is it Swedish? It's mostly driven by men. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Just ban cars. So we've got this one, and then this the Daily Beast. Oh damn it. And this one. So everyone can now look at them, and I'll bring that one up there. There you go. And I need that again. I can read it. As everyone can see it now, right? I think. Yes. Yep. So yeah, this one. Will we do this one first? I think we should. Right. So this is from the Daily Caller. Swedish minister wants fewer cars on the road since they're mostly driven by men. Like what? Like how? I don't know. That's retarded.
Yep, tell me about it.
So yeah, I thought this one would be perfect to read. So if you scroll down a little bit, I'll read this one.
Okay.
I'm also getting like an echo, so.
Yeah, that's same.
Yeah, I'm fixing the headphones, making sure it's working properly.
Okay.
Should I go ahead and start, even though there's an echo?
No, we just.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you mute him or something, just
There
now,
you go.
and
Yeah,
probably
there you go.
types in the
He's
chat.
muted.
How's this now?
No, I still hear an echo.
Still hear an echo?
I hear an echo.
I wonder exactly how I fix this. It's probably these new headphones.
Try the settings on the thing. On the Hangouts,
Settings?
it's got a there's a wee. If you look on the Hangout, there's a little like cog window, cog thing. It's settings, and make sure your mic and headphones are the ones that are getting the audio. Right. Sometimes it just goes to default and it doesn't do the right one. Happens to me sometimes.
Yeah.
If I just
all right.
Yeah, there's still a wee bit of an echo.
Yeah, just family member physically.
Should be. It's not too bad.
All right.
Sometimes Sometimes it's worse than the others. I don't know how you could stop it. What you could do is if I mute you, right, and then if you want to say something, or you get it sorted and then just type in the chat that you've sorted it. Would that do?
Yeah. Hang on. Maybe if I close the door, it should be better.
Okay. It's
How's it now?
there you go. It's still the same.
I don't know. Yeah.
If you try your settings, it'll be in the settings. It'll be somewhere in either the Hangout ones or your sound settings on the PC.
All right. It's a smartphone.
Oh, I wouldn't know then. It might be Hangouts or the smartphone not working right or something.
Well, I think I did lower the volume in the media, but like
right.
These are new.
Okay,
so it should be better. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just have to lower the volume a bit.
It's fine now.
I guess I just have to lower the volume.
Yeah. Okay, now you can read the article now. Unvarnished.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Swedish Environment Minister Carolina
Skog.
That is the worst last name. Wants to reduce the number of cars in the country, arguing they contribute to gender inequality. The center-left government will propose new guidelines for urban development this summer. Skog suggests cities should give less space to cars, and not just because of their impact on the environment. The car is flexible, and it's nice to sit in your own bubble, but the downside is space inefficiency, Skog said in an interview with Göteborgs-Posten, published Wednesday. A normal Swedish car is parked 97% of its lifespan, and for every car there are 8 parking spaces and large parts of driving lanes. You can't suggest that's efficient. Since most drivers in Sweden are men, the current city planning gives space to men at the expense of women, according to Skog. The car is mostly driven by men, Skog told Göteborgs-Posten. By giving the car so much space, we give space to men at the expense of women.
Wait, what? Okay,
no, this is very logical right now.
Huh?
The cars are merely mansplaining.
It's like
they're extension of men's penis, and it's basically raping the space.
And there are some cars that do look like penises.
There you go.
So do you think that's what it is?
That, or maybe if they take away the men the ability to get to their jobs, then they'll reduce the gender wage gap. This all makes sense.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Hold on, I gotta read the rest of it.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. The Swedish capital of Stockholm introduced a new gender-equal approach to clearing the roads of snow in 2015. The policy states that sidewalks, public transport, and bicycle lanes should be cleared before turning attention to the roads. The reason is that women are more likely to use sidewalks while men are overrepresented among consumers driving to work. Okay.
Commuters.
Yeah, commuters, sorry. Scroll down a little more.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you. Politicians blamed the policy for the city's failure to clear roads when the season's first snowfall arrived last November. Some parts haven't been touched at all, and it's equally bad for everyone. Conservative opposition members Cecilia Bernick told public broadcaster SVT. There you go, guys. You don't need to drive to your work.
Yeah, why would you need to?
You're taking up women's space, and that is what's most important.
Yeah, stop. Why are you raping women by driving?
Well, in that case, I think they also need to make sure the laws apply to their Muslim migrants as well, since majority of the migrants coming into Sweden are men of fighting age.
Well, no, we're talking about normal Swedish men.
We're talking about cars. Yeah.
Oh, then they're still not doing anything because, you know, there's still some Muslim men driving anyway, so I guess they're excluded because they're technically a minority.
Yeah, they're not like proper men. That's the way it works.
Tell that to the rape cases.
Mm-hmm. But they're the ones that are ignored, so it's fine. It doesn't happen.
Guys,
why are you looking at me like that, Kat?
This is more important than that.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about men driving cars.
Yeah, we got to deal with this problem first.
We can't have cars going around raping people.
Well, for cars going around raping people, then throw them out. Let's throw the cars out if people don't need them.
No, but it's the men's fault. It's the men that drive the cars.
Women need their cars.
Yeah, women can get cars. It's the men that need to get out
won't
the cars.
They be even just as much big pollutants as the men?
No, because they don't drive as many cars or as much. Didn't you see the article? Men are the problem with polluting everything.
Wow, typical Swedish feminists.
You're polluting the earth.
But
all you men are friggin' scumbags polluting the earth.
Look, it's not our fault we build stuff
polluting
out of like oil and plastic.
Climate change, icebergs, ice. Yeah, you guys killing animals. All men's fault. 100%
just because we need to make things. Just because we need to make things.
Okay, all right. So in the Dark Ages, people were still butchering animals. How come they didn't cause as much pollution? Men didn't cause pollution back in the Dark Ages.
They did.
Men who polluted
today.
Industrialization, right?
You
know what that means? Everyone must go back to the Dark Ages. Everyone must go back to the Dark Ages. In
the Dark Ages, men still polluted the earth. They
by just being men.
Yeah, for one, by just being a man, but for another, men, owned the animals and stuff, and the animals produce like a lot of poo, and that was like everywhere.
Yeah, but wasn't Europe at the time kind of like, forested? So there were a lot of trees back then than there were now, so...
And men cut them down.
To build houses for the women and kids.
I think all the trees pretty much just grow back then, right?
It takes a long time for a tree to grow back, man. Stop cutting down the trees. No more tree cutting down.
But then you wouldn't have a house.
No, you build it like a pueblo. Pueblos everywhere. Or you could just
live in the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
more natural housing. No, you can't live in a cave. Those are for animals. And of course, the men would take up animal space as well as women's space.
God damn it!
Nature is a bitch.
You can't win. We're men. We can't win. Everything we do
is wrong.
Makes things worse.
Exactly.
We cannot be held. We are made by God, and He's a man.
Yeah.
God wouldn't have a gender. He's genderless. He's gender fluid.
I'm pretty sure God pretty much commanded men to pretty much do horrible shit to women. I'm pretty sure that was the same God who said that.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He's still gender fluid. And no, he didn't.
Yes,
He commanded men to do horrible things to other men.
In fact, in Dogma, God is a woman.
Yeah.
So there you go. That was a good movie. I fucking love that movie.
Now we have that's sufficient evidence.
It was so good. Bloody Christ. And stuff. and James Young. Whoa.
Oh man. Hey, Bob, those guys are the best.
Yep. So I thought by giving cars so much space, we give space to men at the expense of women. Like, how?
Because the men are in the cars.
Sense, but don't like men drive women to places and stuff?
Yes, they do.
So the women are still in the car.
Yes.
No, and I would not be an example of that at all either. My boyfriend drives me around everywhere, and I don't even drive. I don't have a driver's license.
Right. So basically,
I'm a man, and I don't even have a driver's license because most of the time I just use public transportation. I'm too broke to afford a car.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't.
Let's push for teleportation. Let's push for teleportation. That way we would no longer have the need for cars.
But men would probably take all the teleportation
is such a good
space.
idea. Because
take up all the teleportation space.
That is true. We would take up all the data.
Why? It's one person. They go from place to place, otherwise, because who knows, right? It's like, anybody can use it, except where it's limited to another person's home because there's systems
we'll have to stop men
place,
from using it so much and taking up all the data, the space, the teleportation space.
Yeah. Because you need big, massive hard drives to, like, have all the data that it would take to recreate you at the other side. So you'd be taking up space, and you can't have men taking up space. So
exactly.
This is gonna end in disaster.
I have got an idea. I know the solution. It's the ultimate solution. And you can just put all the men in camps and get them to take a shower.
That sounds good.
That sounds
fixes
like
the problem.
concentration camps to me.
Well,
no.
That's the point.
Yes, it definitely sounds like the gulag. Putting them in there and taking a shower. Definitely sounds like the Nazi concentration camps in 1930.
Listen,
I knew the feminists are fucking socialists, and that is why I oppose them.
You don't understand. This is women relief camps for women to get relief from men.
It still looks communistic. It's still the same shit to me, right? You're essentially lumping all groups together into like sardines. You know, it's like they're packing everybody together in sardines. So you know what's the solution? Abandon every city life and let there be mass die-outs.
Women relief camps.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
I'm putting this forward. Yeah, that's what we're calling them.
Yeah. Women relief camps for equality, and basically
ultimate solution. All cities will inevitably be destroyed and collapse, and people will start living in rural areas where there's in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, where they're most likely gonna survive, albeit a few tornadoes along the way.
But there'll be no men.
It'll be better.
Will be fine.
Yeah, it'll work out. Since men are like 99% of the problem.
Yeah, it will get rid of the problem by putting them in camps.
But don't women give birth to men anyway?
Not if you reproduce using like your bone marrow. There's a way to reproduce without men, and that reproduction.
No. I mean, won't some of the women that they give birth, won't some of those that they give birth to would be men?
No, I just told you there's a way. There's a way to have.
You make sure they're all female.
Have a baby. There's a way to have a baby without a man.
But how will they continue the female species?
There's a way to have a baby without a man, and using this method, only women are born from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's already a thing.
Well, it's not, but okay.
Yeah, it is. Let me look it up.
No, it's the other way about.
No.
Yes. Yeah, you still need sperm.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
See, look, we can create babies without men, claims scientists.
Yeah.
Yeah, through artificial sperm to trick a human egg into forming an embryo. So, yeah, you don't need a guy. We have science. Yeah, the babies born from this process would be female and genetically identical to their mother.
Yeah, so it's not, that's cloning, it's not like the same.
Genetically, it's not like cloning. It's just an artificial sperm.
Yeah, that's the problem though.
Yeah, but we don't need you.
That would be a problem.
No, we don't need you.
Whereas the main one with the sperm doesn't have that problem.
Since men are 99% of the problems, this is only like one little problem that could, it's fine.
Sperm is actually very cheap to make.
Well, yeah.
That's because men are useless. Women are worth more.
Except you can make eggs out of the bone things as well.
Eggs are worth more.
If
you try to sell your sperm, you get a lot less than if you sell your eggs. Like,
yeah, well, that's because
women are worth more because they're born better.
No, it's because economically more viable for sperm than it is for eggs, because eggs run out, sperm doesn't. Like, there's a cut-off point for the eggs. There's not a cut-off point for the sperm. See, you just have that thing.
So we're still more valuable. I'm still more valuable.
Women have that thing that stop making eggs, and males just don't have
more
it.
More valuable.
Yeah.
More valuable. Yeah. So I'm worth more.
Yeah. Pretty much. Until a certain age, and then you're not worth anything.
Unless they start making artificial wombs.
Oh, they have. They've already done that. They've already artificial thingied an egg and made the sperm like fertilize that artificial egg. And it's more giant. It's more genetic. It's more or less. It's not a clone. It's actually proper like genetics. It's actually a baby, not like a clone.
And inevitably there will be human genocide.
Anyway, yeah. So I don't think this will work. This thing.
No, it's gotta work. I mean, like, a woman came up with the idea, so it's automatically better.
That's true.
See,
I can't argue with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's economically bad for everyone to let men.
Yes, but there's one problem. People will still need oil. And
not if we're driving cars. You'll need less.
No, because you need oil for a lot of things and stuff.
Like for I don't know, for care products.
Plastics.
Food preservation.
I mean, how are you going to have your nice little soaps and shite and things if you've not got a plastic bottle? How are you going to have your
we can go back to glass
for your hair?
We can go back to glass bottles and just reuse glass bottles.
How are you going to squeeze it out the bottle? How are you going to squeeze the?
And you can what? No, you just tip it upside down and like hit the back of it, like you did those. Like how you got ketchup out of those glass bottles,
Yes, that's more difficult. Who wants to fuck about with that?
Well, that's a way.
Yeah, it's a way.
That's what you asked for. You asked for a way, not a better solution.
Yeah, well, of course it wouldn't be a better solution. A woman came up with it. You see how this works?
Whoa.
I know, it's great. Yeah, this whole fucking thing, it's ridiculous, man. And I read earlier that this our feminist is basically shouting at our sons every single day and calling them shit. So that's going to help them mentally.
What feminist is doing that?
I don't know, I seen it on Twitter, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Gender studies majors?
Probably. Oh, it was.
Oh,
I
sure,
wanna-
that's
now I
going
wanna
to boost
see
someone's
this.
self-esteem. That just motivates them to even hate women even more, you know?
Yeah, it was
Yeah, but now I
Christina
wanna see
Hoff
this.
Summer. Okay, it was
Newton's
Christina
third law.
Hoff Summers.
Find this, Warren, so that we can see it.
It was Christina Hoff Summers' Twitter or something. She said something. Oh, aye, that's a good way. Just hate your son. That's a good way to be.
No, but I want to see this happen. I want to see it.
I'll have to go back through all my fucking Twitters.
Is it super far back, or is it just like a little far?
No, I
You don't
just seen it.
tweet that
I
much.
don't even know what it is.
You don't even tweet that much. You can find it.
No, I'm talking about. I seen it on my feed.
No, just on your feed. Oh, okay, it might be done and gone then. You should just say that. That would have been interesting. Because now I'm curious. Do you think you could Google it and Google will let you find you? Sometimes it does that. Sometimes Google will help you out when you do something.
I'm trying to find it. No.
Wait, while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and make food for me and my daughter, so like you guys could like chit chat and have guy moments and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it's better without you. You're right. There we go. I think I might.
Prosperity, dude.
CH Summers, that's the one.
Yeah, it's like much of the Western developed world pretty much relies on the rate of consumption.
Yeah.
And pretty much supply of goods and manufacturers. Like if you live in like more urban areas, it requires a lot more energy to maintain it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why like China is basically pumping out loads of stuff right now because they don't have
and they're a paper palace.
Right. They don't have a pollution thing. Right? They don't give a fuck.
They don't really care about environmental regulations.
Yeah. And that's why they pump out and make everything. And that's why it's cheap. Because they've got that many people, so it's like supply and demand. It's like they could treat their workers like shit and still get workers because there's so many people there that wants money.
Yeah. Essentially, that system's going to collapse.
Oh yeah, eventually it will, but it'll take a while. And until it does, there's no like. Because of the way we work as like a Western thing, there's no way you can stop people buying from China, even if they like disagreed with it, because just about everything comes from there. Like if you tracked it down.
Yes, even the iPods and iPads that the so-called environmentalists and the so-called communists and the basically the so-called leftists that pretty much stand for human rights use.
Yeah, like everything you use, right? Just about everything you use at some point would have been in China. Yeah, like one of the parts would have come from China at some point.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what you do, it's still going to be, because that's how companies work, right? They want the cheapest product, the best thing for the cheapest price. So all the companies are in China because that's where the cheapest labor is.
Yep.
And the technology to build the things. But that's about to change
though, because some U.S. firms are also deciding to set up shop in other Asian places like Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia as well. And I think they're slowly pulling away from China.
Yeah, but it's all the same sort of like area. Like you have to go there. Like if you had the same stuff made in like the US or West, it would cost you so much more, no one would buy it anymore. Like it wouldn't be a viable thing anymore. That's why they do. That's why they still do it over there, and that's why the Apple say, "Oh, we do it this way and that way." Do the fuck? They get it made in China, or Taiwan, or wherever, somewhere out there where they can put the shit out of everything and get away with it, pretty much. Because I mean, that's how you make money. So it's like a capitalist system. That's how it works.
It's a crony capitalist system.
Well, no, there's always the fucking elites that are taking their bit as well. So
yeah,
if you've got money, you can get away with anything.
Yeah,
right?
Those who could afford all the lawyers.
Yeah, I mean, if you can afford 20 lawyers, I mean, who's going to put you away? Like, no one. You've got 20 lawyers sitting there getting you off with it. Like, as long as you can pay. But that's how capitalism works. So I don't know. That would have to change.
It's corporatism.
Right. That would have to change for anything to make a difference, and it's not going to. Like, I can't see.
Basically, you might want people will have to have the guts to support the mom and pop stores.
Yeah.
They'll have to start buying local goods.
Yeah, which you won't because it's too expensive. That's the problem.
Well,
like
these days, that's where 3D printing comes along.
Yeah, but even if you're doing that, you've still got to get the plastic from somewhere. Which means then you're dependent on like Iraq and Iran and stuff for oil. So even that's not a solution.
So inevitably, either way, modern society is doomed to collapse, regardless.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we find something else to keep the economy going, then yes. And it would have to be something that's sustainable.
Yeah.
It would have to be something that's sustainable. So it can't be oil. It can't be.
You're gonna have to use wood.
Well, no, even wood's not really that stable because you cut it down and then you build concrete and shit, and then the trees can no longer grow. So, like, and it's not proper sustainable because it takes so long to grow trees. So once you've cut them down, it'll take 20 or 30 years before you can get another one that's the same size.
Yeah, I think probably the only sustainable option is Stone Age at this point.
No, I think if you got the technology that could take atoms and put them together in certain ways to make things, you could probably do it that way.
Which we're actually closer to achieving.
Like a replicator type tech. So you could just take the basic elements and build something from it. Like that would be the only sustainable way.
Harvard developed a machine that could do that.
Yeah, but it's maybe like not power. You would also need sustainable power to power it for the power source. So, like, there's loads of different problems that you have to overcome before you can get like a society that would be sustainable for like without running out of resource, right? And
everything has a limiting factor. The only other solution is for humanity is to branch out to other planets.
Well, yeah, but again, that's right now that's not viable. But the one that would be hydrogen, like if you could get the wee hydrogen atoms and turn them into things, you could. I mean, that's the ultimate. That would be the ultimate goal, because hydrogen's the most abundant thing in the universe. It's everywhere. So if you could use that to create other things, that would work. In fact, that's how shit happens in the sun. It creates different elements out of hydrogen, and then it heats stuff up. And then certain heat in the hydrogen atoms start taking in other atoms and making different things, like gold and all that stuff. But you'd have to figure out how the fuck he would do that. That would be like the end solution, but I don't know how they would do it. They'd need.
You're gonna need like a lot of. You're gonna need like a lot of heat.
Yeah. Like a lot of heat. You're talking about hotter than the sun. You're talking like supernova heat, because that's how it happens. It only ever happens.
We'll probably achieve that in about 1,000 years. Assuming we don't nuke each other off the planet.
Right, but what could contain that heat? There's no element that would contain that heat. So if you did build one, then the place that you're building it's going to get fucked. Like, the whole planet would be fucked, because the amount of heat that it takes, it's... Yeah, you would have to... I don't know. It's not going to happen. They will have to develop a colder way to do it, I think. But then I don't know how. Basically, technology is the only way that's going to save us. If we don't figure it out, then we're fucked eventually, because any resource we've got will run out, and we need to find one that is sustainable, and that's not going to happen unless like someone figures it out. So yeah.
So the only other sane alternative is basically cut down on production drastically by being self-sufficient and autonomous.
Yes.
Not a lot of people can do that.
No, because not a lot of people are like. We've got so many people that are knowledgeable about one subject, and that's it. Like, they don't have a clue about something else. So, like, they couldn't basically go out in the wilderness and look after themselves. Like, catch their own things, build their own house, and then make axes and all that.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got their own specific field of study now, right? So, I don't know, man. It's hard.
Yeah,
hard to work out how it would work.
You're going to have to take a lot of grit and a lot of determination, basically.
Yeah, which won't happen. I mean, if you looked on Twitter, and people just want to spend their time shouting at each other about stuff.
Yeah, but what if you need a massive die-out? What if a massive die-out of humanity in major cities is actually necessary?
It could be. That could be a solution, but then, like what you're saying, is killing people en masse.
No, it's saying that people will inevitably die out because the moment there'd be like what? Probably biological warfare.
Yeah, maybe. But that's illegal though. So any country that's going to do that's going to get nuked.
Yeah, but I don't. But it's like one nation that's probably going to do that is
North Korea.
I don't know. Probably be non-state actors that'll do it. Probably terrorist organizations that are more willing to do it. Why? Because I don't know. They're not a state actor.
I would say North Korea would probably do it. If anything like that's going to happen, it'd be North Korea.
Yeah, but then we would nuke North Korea out of existence.
Yeah, I know. But they're mad enough. Like, they're the only one I would think that would be mad enough to try anything. Because, like, everyone knows if you've done something like that, you get fucked. It's basically the thing is, if you do anything like that, the whole world's going to be really angry at you, and you're going to get fucked up.
And North Korea has pissed off most of the world.
Right. The only reason that we ain't going in is because China is sort of supporting them a bit. And
but
so
now
is
they're
Russia
stepping
sort
off
of
from North
China
Korea as well.
Yep.
And now China's getting sick of them.
Yeah. That's what's scary about it, because they would, if China stops supporting them and then it hypes up a bit, and maybe they will just go, fuck it, we're going to nuke you because we're getting fucked anyway. Like, I think that's what they might do. They were just scary fuckers.
You know, when North Korea actually I think Kim Jong-un pretty much threatened China, basically says, they realized, you know what, we're just sick and tired of putting up with Kim's bullshit. We could just assassinate him with ease, but Save us money. Maybe we'll let the Americans do it. They're pretty good at war. That's what
They
China's
are.
thinking right now.
No, they are. The Americans are definitely good at it. They've got.
It's like the
I
only
think they're
thing
the
Americans
most.
are good at.
Well, they spend so much money on military and stuff.
Good point. But we
So,
also, not only in military hardware, but we also have like hundreds of militia groups in the United States.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's civilian militia groups in the United States. Hundreds of them.
Really?
Yeah, really. There are a lot of militias.
Holy shit!
Like they're in the middle of
they've all
fuck
got their
nowhere, away
own.
from major cities.
There's that tweet I found. I'm going for a pee. I'll be back soon. As quick as I
Yeah,
can.
it's like one of the advantages of basically living. I don't live in a rural area, but I've spoken with the guys from Hello America. They basically says, yeah, there are about hundreds of militias in the United States alone, civilian militias. Some of them were in the military. Yeah, essentially, it's not just the U.S. military that has a lot of fire. Not just when it comes to military power. The United States not only has the largest military, but we probably have a lot of civilian militia groups as well, living in the middle of nowhere, always prepared when shit breaks down.
Shit. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about
All
that.
right, welcome back.
Right. Yeah, so I found the Twitter thing. I can put that up because.
All right.
Right, let's see. This. Where did I put it? Yeah. There. And then I can just grab that and put it up there. There you go. There's the one I was saying. I seen this on my thing. That's what I was saying. Yeah, so I don't know what that article's about, but that's like, I'm done parenting men, or safe, even my sons. I'm done pretending men are safe, even my sons. Like, how could you? I want to see this.
Even my mother could never say. Even my mother would never be that cruel.
It's crazy, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. These people, some of these fuckers are, I don't know. It's like a cult or something.
It is a cult.
Well, like the Ku Klux
It
Klan
all
or something.
stems from the
about
Frankfurt
black
School of
people.
Cultural Marxism.
Right, I've seen that and heard it mentioned a lot. But I don't know, man. It's just, it's weird. I don't know. Like, how could you? Okay, let's see. Oh, I should stop YouTube. Yeah, and then that's what I'll do. Forgot. Don't do that for half an hour.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with the way the education system in the West has been indoctrinating young women into what these useless courses would provide.
Yeah, it probably
is. Yes, it's also the way we've been conditioned as well.
Right.
And,
so anyone that's listening on the YouTube right now, go to aerithradio.co.uk and you'll pick us up over there. The YouTube stream's going to end now. That's a better way to listen, actually. Probably because YouTube stops us doing stuff, and if we go over there, I can pretty much do whatever I want. That's the reason. We can play tunes and videos without getting flagged and things like that. So yeah, and it's obviously a game or radio station most of the time, so it's usually a proper radio station, not like a hangout talk show thing. Yeah, because that's only this show. We've got the DJs that do their own thing as well. Right, so bye it's our YouTubes. If you go over to aerithradio.co.uk, you will pick us up. It should be on the links at the bottom of the thing anyway. So yeah.